And so why don't men just self-pleasure? And what is this need that they have to be with a woman? You
Mhm.
know, is that some kind of like deeper thing that we can't analyze? It's not just about getting off. You know, there's all this research about how when we're in the proximity of other people, how we co-regulate, like our
Yeah,
brains will co-regulate, and how, you know, the importance of touch that
yeah,
we don't always talk about. So I think, you know, a man can just masturbate if he wants to get off. There's something else he's looking for.
yeah,
There's something else that's pulling him in towards being with a woman. You
yeah,
know, maybe the softness, the nourishing aspect of it, maybe, you know, some kind of, you know, craving for human interaction, the playfulness of it, you know, these different components.
yes,
And so the question really is, why wouldn't a man just go for a relationship? Because then he can have all the sex he wants.
true.
So is there a lack of empathy, a lack of being relational? What is going on,
Th-
you think?
Now that's a great question that I can try and answer, but I know I wouldn't be able to answer it, 100% truthfully. I think as men get older, that light bulb comes on, I would say maybe around 40, 41, 42, where we say, you know what, enough of the games, enough of the whoring around, enough of, just trying to get a notch on our belt sexually. I'm ready for that committed relationship. I'm ready to settle down. But when you're talking about a guy in his 20s, early 30s, oh, you're talking about some real cowboys. I mean, you're talking about some real guys that are like, man, the hell with relationships, the hell with settling down. Whatever I got to say, whatever I got to do to get sex from a woman, so be it, I'll do it. So I think, once again, I just think it just comes from that strong desire we have to not only be with the woman, but to get that interaction with the woman while we're being intimate with her. For example, you're right. Yes, a man could easily masturbate, and you can have the same orgasm. But see, with that orgasm, that orgasm is not going to be calling your name out. That orgasm is not going to be telling you, whose pee this is, because men, we love that verbal communication when you tell us, this is your pee, I'm about to come. And when we see your hands grasping against the pillowcase and against the bed, things of that nature. See that turns us on, and that wants us to, that intensifies the sex with us when you're being verbal, and we can hear the screams, and we can hear the moans, and we can hear the, when you say "F me, daddy," things of that nature. So yeah, we can masturbate, but once again, that masturbation doesn't give us that those verbal cues as far as the bed squeaking, the mattress squeaking, a woman's head going against the headboard, You see, men, we have an urge to hear those things. We have an urge to hear you call us daddy, and we have an urge to hear you say "F me," and this D is so good, and we have an urge for that physical feedback, and the oral sex, and the whatever, the foreplay, and the kissing, and the hair pulling, and all those type of things. So it's so much that's wrapped up into that sexual experience. Yes, you can get the same orgasm by masturbating, but once again, it's just so many other things that sexual experience with a lady, especially if the lady is into the sex with you. Like I said, whether it be verbally, whether she's, mounting you, she's riding on top of you, and you could, her body, and you can feel her breast. It's just an experience that men, that we crave for that. And if we don't get it, it's almost, like I said, it's almost like a drug. We're going to be like, I'm going, and somebody's going to have sex with me tonight. So we don't care how many bars we got to go to. We don't care how many, grocery stores. We don't care how many jazz clubs we have to go to. We don't care if we got to get in our car and ride all hours of the night. We don't care if we got to come in at 6 o'clock in the morning. We are not coming home until we get that physical release from a woman. And it's just a powerful thing. Like I said, I can't describe why we just once again, just don't masturbate and get it over with, but it's something about that sexual experience with with the woman that masturbation, there's no way that it could come close. You know.
Yeah, I'm glad you described it so well, especially because if there are any guys listening to it that like are not that sexually experienced and they think, oh, I'm just watching porn and it's great, they're missing out on a lot that is the interaction with the real woman, and there are aspects that people really need from being with each other, you know, in this physical way that goes beyond an orgasm, right? Like that's all those other aspects. A lot of the people out there have a very low level of social skills. You know, it's hard to find someone to even want to go out with in the first place.
Yeah. See, a lot of men who cannot keep sex out of their words or things out of their conversation or out of their talk. You better believe one thing for sure. They're getting a lot of sex and they're watching a lot of porn. I bet my last dollar on it. Because that doesn't just come out of your mouth. That has to be built up. It's in your mind. It's continuously in your mind. Your body is filled with so many of those sexual images of porn and, you know, sex and kinky sex and, you know, different positions and things of that nature. That thing, sooner or later, if your mind and your heart and things of that nature is full of those thoughts, it's going to come out. So those type of guys, it's pretty much a telltale sign. Like I said, either A, they're getting a lot of sex, or B, watching a lot of porn. And 9 times out of 10, it's going to be B, watching a lot of porn.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because that porn industry, man, for a lot of guys cannot discern between porn and the real world. Mm-hmm. And they watch so much porn that they think that it's okay, or they're not even realizing actually what they're saying, because their mind is so concerned and connected with sex, they don't even realize that they're coming across as being a sexual jerk. Some of the things that they're saying is coming across as crossing the line, being disrespectful, things of that nature. Mm-hmm. So the hormones, the wanting to have sex so bad, it just dominates some of those guys. And then, like, I don't care what I say, because they're not even considering what they're saying. They just say sex. And for a lot of women, they don't understand, okay, why am I continuously being bombarded with these things, with these sexual messages and these sexual connotations? That's because the guys are full of those sexual messages and those sexual connotations, always hard, always up for the task of having an orgasm or whatever. And so they just cannot suppress it. It's just going to come out.
Yeah, that makes sense that could be where that's coming from, because it's interesting that the same person that online might say that isn't even coming up probably to any ladies in the grocery store and saying, hi, how is your day?
Thank you.
Because see, like for people to really enjoy sex, they have to be able to be intimate. They have to be present, and they have to know how they feel, and they have to have some empathy for the other person. And to just like approach a woman as a body part, or for women to approach men as a wallet, is kind of taking our humanity out. So I think we have to remember, you know, that we're dealing with real people.